what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make some swings, and I want you to feel like you get the stick over the stick on the ground before the club gets to impact. Let me show you what I mean. So if I take my setup here, I'm gonna just make about a half backswing length to start with. Now, what I'm gonna feel is I'm gonna get that stick over the stick to the left before my club gets to impact. And I'm gonna feel what that feels like. Now, if you're used to not rotating, that should feel wildly open. Couple pieces with this. When do you start doing this? You should start doing this as your first movement during your downswing. So I'm feeling like the stick is going over the 45 even before my arms and hands are coming down. So my arms and hands feel as though they're coming down as a byproduct of that rotation. I feel like it's the first move when I'm on my way down. I want to talk to you today about live view golf. Now, you guys hear me say all the time that you need feedback when you're practicing. You need to know if you're actually doing what you're trying to do, and the best way to give yourself feedback ultimately is video. And not only is video the best way to give yourself feedback, but being able to see yourself simultaneously as you're doing a movement is the best form of video feedback. It's the best way I've seen to make changes in your swing and be able to correlate the differences between your feels and your reels. Live view is super easy to use and set up. Simply set it up behind or in front of you. You connect it with your iPad or phone, pop that on the ground. You can actually do your practice, see yourself as you're doing it, the best way to expedite your process. I encourage you guys to check out Live View Golf. We'll put a link in the description down below with a coupon code. Hey guys, Eric here, back outside at the Bethlehem Golf Club. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to activate the hips during the downswing. Now, I'd like to dive right in and demonstrate and show you the drill we're going to use. And the purpose of this drill is to start to activate or start to use your hips during the downswing. I know a common fault of a lot of the golfers is you get into a look at impact, right? I'll put that down for a second. The fault is we get into a look at impact with our hips where I get to impact and I've got no more rotation than when I started, right? And what we're gonna do here is show you guys on the side some pictures and images of golfers at their setup position versus their impact. And as you can see with all of them, none of them, right, at setup, they've got 0 hip turn. None of them at impact still have 0 hip turn, right? They've got quite a bit of hip turn. How much hip turn do they have? A lot of them will have, they'll be 20, 30, 40, 50 degrees open with their hips, right? So quite a bit of hip turn. I would say the ability to turn your hips is one of the key differentiators between elite and non-elite ball strikers. And what we want hip turn for, and the purpose of it as we get into the drill here, is for better contact, better club face control, more distance, right? All of those things are what I'm going to get from more rotation. So if you don't know how to feel the hip rotation, right? Maybe you know, hey, I'm supposed to rotate my hips, Eric. I get that. I try and I can't do it. This is the best drill to learn how to activate it, to feel what it feels like to start turning your hips. So what do? You need a couple things here. One would be an alignment rod, right? So what I'm going to do is I just have a normal size alignment rod you can get, and I'm going to put it through my belt loops. And I'm going to put it through my belt loops here where all of the alignment rod is out to my left. So you can see here the edge of it is inside my right hip. I don't have it half and half here like this. I've got all of it outside my left. So that's part number one. Now we'll notice here, hopefully we can see, I've got a stick on the ground behind me. Now the stick on the ground behind me represents where I want to get my hips into my downswing and follow through. And how I want the stick on the ground to be aligned is at about a 45-degree angle off of my left heel. So if we're kind of doing the old clock system, right? Let's say this is 12 o'clock, that's 9 o'clock, and that's 6 o'clock. That stick on the ground is probably roughly at about 5. That's at my 5 o'clock behind me. Now the point of this to activate your hip rotation, when I take my setup, the hips are square, the stick's right down my target line. By the time I get to impact, that stick here, my hips, should be pointed roughly over that stick on the ground. That would be about a 45-degree hip rotation. Now, not all of us are going to get 45 degrees with our hip rotation, but if we're the golfer that has 0, and we want to look like the golfers that have somewhere closer to 45. We need to feel exaggerated. And so as you practice this, what we're gonna do here is we're gonna make some swings, and I want you to feel like you get the stick over the stick on the ground before the club gets to impact. Let me show you what I mean. So if I take my setup here, I'm gonna just make about a half backswing length to start with. Now, what I'm gonna feel is I'm gonna get that stick over the stick to the left before my club gets to impact. And I'm gonna feel what that feels like. Now, if you're used to not rotating, that should feel wildly open. Couple pieces with this. When do you start doing this? You should start doing this as your first movement during your downswing. So I'm feeling like the stick is going over the 45 even before my arms and hands are coming down. So my arms and hands feel as though they're coming down as a byproduct of that rotation. I feel like it's the first move when I'm on my way down. So if I do some in motion, I'm gonna be back here. I feel like it turns over that before I get to impact. Same thing, make a backswing. Turns all the way over there before I get to impact. Now when I'm doing that, I feel as though my left hip is working down and around quite a bit, right? I feel like my belt buckle's much more pointed towards the target compared to normal. And really, quite honestly, all of my body feels much more open than normal, and that's what you're gonna have to feel with this drill as well. Now this drill applies whether you're using wedge, iron, fairway wood driver, all the same thing. When you start to practice this, I would use a short iron and just hit some little half shots, right? So I've got a 9-iron here, and I'm gonna do 1 or 2 rehearsals, hit a ball. 1 or 2 rehearsals, hit a ball. Sticks on the ground at 5 o'clock. I go back, I'm gonna pause on one, feel it working over it, and then make a downswing. And I like to do it like that just to feel it. Up to the top, feel it, and then go. So notice I'm going real slow in transition there to be able to feel that. I go up, the first foot of my downswing's real slow to feel that, then I swing my arms through. Now I'll try it with a more normal pace. And I feel like I'm getting that hip rotation activated, right? So let's go ahead and do a little half one. So getting the hip turn, so I might just pose one just to feel, okay, that's about how far I'm feeling like I'm going there. Just to get a sense of what that feels like. Now, if you're trying to get hip rotation, you haven't been able to, and you're starting to practice this, the only thing you should be judging is, did I turn my hips or not? How are you gonna know? I feel like I did, but the only way to actually know is to record myself from down the line. Live view would be great for that, right? You could see yourself as you're swinging. You don't know unless you're recording yourself. So when you're doing this, record yourself, see what it feels. You might feel like, wow, I open a lot. I feel like I open 45, but I'm not even close. I need to feel it even more. Right, and again, that's your sensation. The sensation is that you're getting the stick over the stick on the ground immediately as you start your downswing. In reality, it's gonna really start happening a little bit before you finish your backswing, but for the sake of the drill, feel it to start your downswing. Works with any of your clubs. I would do 1 or 2 rehearsals like that. Up, real slow in transition. Feel the hips turning, swing down. Up, real slow in transition. Feel the hips turning, swing down. And then we're gonna do a little half swing. Feel the hips starting down. And then I feel like I did it pretty good. Now I'm gonna go ahead back, check my live view, check my phone, and see if I actually did it. This is, of all the hip rotation drills I've ever seen, the best one to start the process of learning how to unlock your hips and start rotating. If you do it and you're diligent with the video feedback, it should work great for you as well. If you have any questions, as always, leave a comment down below. Hey guys, thanks for watching today's video. If you liked the video, do us a favor, click the like button down below, it really helps us out. Click the notification bell, also please subscribe. If you guys did enjoy this video, we're gonna include a recommended video on the screen up here to my left, and we're also gonna put a little logo to CogornoGolf.com. If you'd like to work with me, I can be your coach, help put a specific practice plan together for you. Go ahead and click that, and we'll see you at CogornoGolf.com.